Hey guys, okay, so I just wanted to really quickly go over today's lesson. We talked about some questions that are going to be on the interim. So basically, look at this. Looking at this, is this a function? Another thing that they're going to give you is, let's say this. And they're going to ask you, is that a function? So how can you tell that something is a function? And what is a function? So a function is basically a rule, okay? So actually, you know what? Let me just go over the notes here. Okay, so is it a function? We have this idea of a machine, right? So here's my machine. It's a beverage machine. It's a soda machine. So I have four buttons, right? I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if I were to list that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I got to choose from, right? So that's called my input. Okay, so this is something you got to tuck away in your brain now, okay? This is called your input. Those are my choices. And then my choices are limited. And so what are my limited choices? Well, I can only push 1, 2, 3, or 4. I can't push 5 because there is no 5 button. I can't go negative because there's no negative button. So I can't input anything else but what I have here. And so the idea is that I have these input, right, that I can select. If I push this button right here, if I push this button, what are you going to get? Dr. Pepper, right? If I push this button, what am I going to get? I'm going to get a Sprite. And so that's called a relation, that if I push 1, what do I get? I get Dr. Pepper. If I push 2, well, who does it relate to? Oh, 2 relates to Sprite, right? And so on and so forth. And so these are called relations. Doesn't that look familiar? Right? Aren't those ordered pairs? So here we go. So we got this machine, and the question is, does it function? Okay? That if I push a button, I know for sure I'm going to get a Dr. Pepper. If I push this button, number 4, for sure I'm going to get a Coke. Okay? So now, but what happens? What happens if I push 1 again, but I get a Coke? Wait a minute, your button didn't work. Your input, you put a 1, you push that, but you got a Coke. Coke goes to a 4. So there you would say, no, your machine does not function. This is not a function, right? So let's talk about this idea of function, okay? The only rule that you have to follow in order for you to be a function, in order for your machine to function, for every x, there has to be a unique y. So for every x, it has to go to a unique y value. A unique. It can't be the same. So for example, if I put x and I get 3, and if I get x, if I pick x and I get 4, is that a unique y? No, because now I got a 4, right? So here's the idea. You can't repeat your x's. As soon as you see your x's repeat, you're not a function because you pushed it once and you got a 3. You pushed it again and you got a 4. And that is not function. You're pushing a button and you're getting 2 different things, okay? So with the idea of you can't repeat your x's, okay? That's your golden rule. So tomorrow on your quiz, as soon as you see, right, your x's repeat, that means not a function. Okay? As soon as you repeat, right, you're not a function. So think about a relationship, right? Hey, if you're repeating your x's, that relationship's not going to function, right? It's kind of a joke that we talked about today. That relationship will not function, and this is a relationship. So here's what it looks like in math. okay? If you have x's and y's, right? Let's say I got 1, 2, 3, right? And here's my function. My machine will do this. Y equals x plus 2. That's my machine. That's what it does. If I pick an x, what do I have to do to it? I got to add 2 to it. So let's go ahead and pick this x. What's 1 plus 2? Oh, that relates to 3. Isn't that a relation? When you pick 1, right, don't you put a 1 here? What's 1 plus 2? Oh, that's 3. Okay. How about when x is 2? When x is 2, right, what is y? What does y equal? When x is 2, we got 2 plus 2, that's 4. Oh, okay. So then, what about when x is 3? When x is 3, oh, so put a 3 here. That's x. So what's 3 plus 2? Oh, that's 5. There's my relation. Okay, so what you're seeing here is these relations. You pick x, I'll tell you what y is, right? You pick x, I'll tell you what y is. So x plus 2. Okay, so here we go. This is my function. I'll pick 1, I'll pick 2, I'll pick 3, I'll pick 4, I'll pick whatever, and then I'll tell you what my output is, what kind of soda I'm going to get back, right? So now, what if this happened? What if I picked 1 again, right? What if I picked 1 again? So that means I put a 1 in here, right? And what if I got -5? Didn't I just get something totally different, right? 1 is supposed to go to what? 3. 1 went to -5. Oops, not a function. Not a function. You know why? Let's draw this. Let's sketch this graph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go ahead and map. 1, 3. 1. 1 goes to what? 1 maps to 3. Here we are. 2 maps to who? 4. Okay. 5 or 3 maps to what? 3 maps to 5, right? To 5. Do you see the mapping? See? So 1 went to who? 3. 2 went to who? 4. 3 went to who? 5. These are like your sodas over here, right? So now, what if I pushed 1 again? What if I went to 1 again, but instead of going up, it went down? What if it went down all the way to -5? Okay, so here's what you're seeing. You're seeing that this 1 maps to 2 areas. It maps to 3 and it maps to -5. How can 1 go to two things? It could only go to 1. So there, right there, your relationship, 1 went to what? 3. But then, whoa, you pushed 1 again and it went to -5. It did not satisfy the equation, right? 1 went to 3, but then 1 went to -5. So look at, there's the rule. Did you repeat your x? Right? Because if your x's repeat, your relationship does not function. Did you repeat your x there and your x there? Yes. So your relationship is not going to function. Okay? All right. Let's go look at some examples. Table 1. Okay? This is going to be on your quiz tomorrow. This is going to be on the interim. This will be on the interim. Look at all your x's. Are any repeating? Nope. No repeating x's. So is it a function? Okay, so table 1 is a function. So on the interim, you would put check. Is this a function? Well, let's look at x's. 4, 1, 0, 1. Do you see that? That repeated. So table 2 is not a function. Why? Because 1 went to who? -1. And 1 went to +1. It went to 2 different outputs. Your x's repeated. And then look, didn't they repeat here too? Look at 4 and 4. So definitely not a function. So here, you would not check it. Okay, this one, is it a function just by looking at your x's? Okay, this one, you would put on your interim. Check, it is a function. How about this one? Is this one a function? -2, -1, 1, 1. Uh-oh. 1, 1. Did you repeat your x's here? Yup. 1 goes to -1 and 1 goes to -3. You push this button, you got Coke. You push this button, you got Dr. Pepper. You're getting different things, so your machine doesn't function, right? Your equation does not function. So this one, you would not put a check. This is not a function. So table 4 is not a function. Since what? What repeated? 1 went to -1, and 1 also went to -3. And then look down here also, guys. 3 and 3 went to 2 different outputs. Okay, so that could be your reason too. So this is going to be on the interim. Never repeat what? Never repeat your, oops, not your exes. Ha ha ha. Okay, never repeat your exes, right? Not your boyfriends, your exes. All right. So from this one, okay, domain and range. Domain, your limit of x's. Okay, so for your domain, you would write 3, 5, 1, 9, and 3. It's just your x's. You need to know that. Is it a function? No, it's not a function. Okay, what is your range? 2, 7, 4, 2, and 7. Okay, 2, 7, 4, 2, 7. Okay, we don't care about the range repeating. So that's it, guys. For this one, you just have to list. You have to know which one is your domain. Your domain is just your x's, right? Domain, in. Do you see that? Like your input, right? What do you input? You input x's. What's your independent? Right? Independent is not your x's. All right. So then you would put 6, 3, 9, 5, 8. Range. All your y's. Get all your y's together. What's your range? Okay. Okay. Yeah. 0, 7, and 1. There you go. That's all you have to do there, okay? I do expect you guys to have this done. Tomorrow you will have time. Okay, so this is called your domain. This is called your range. You push this button, what did you get? 0. You push this button, what did you get? 1. You push -1, what did you get? Right? These are like all your sodas over here. That's called your output. So what is your domain? 0, 1, -1, 2, comma, -2. Okay, what is your range? 0, 1, and 2. Is it a function? Yes. Did anything repeat? We didn't repeat x's, so it's a good relationship. Okay, be careful here. This is your domain. This is your range. Be careful. Look, you push 1, you got Coke. You pushed 1, you got Dr. Pepper. Your domain is 1 and 4. But isn't it repeating? Because don't you push it 2 times? 1, 2. And what, okay, domain, okay, 1 and 4. And then what is your range? -1, 1, -2, and 2. Look, this means that you push the same button 2 times, but you get 2 different beverages, right? Your machine doesn't work. Okay, so this function, right, is not a function. Why? Because 1 went to 2 things, right? It's like your boyfriend went to 2 different chicks right here. There's 1 and there's 2. Okay, doesn't work. Bad relationship. All right. Oh, interim right here. Interim. Never repeat your x's. Domain, 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 domain. What's your domain? -2, 3, 1, 0. Hey, is this a function? Yes. Range, 3, -2, 3, -2. Okay, so 3, -2, 3, -2. There we go. This one, domain. Give it a shot yourself. Push pause if you want. 3, -2, 3, -2. Oh, is that a function? No, because you repeated your 3's and you repeated your -2's. This 3 went to -2. This 3 went to 1. So not a function. Okay, finish your... Okay, so be careful here. Look at when 0 goes to 2 things, it's not a function, right? It went to 2 things. That's like your x is repeating. All right, so that's it, guys. Oh, the last thing. Graph. How can you tell a function from a graph? It's called the vertical line test. If you draw a line, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Here's your graph. Right? How many times does your line touch? 2. That means that this one mapped to this one, and this one mapped to that one. So it's not a function. Your line can only touch 1 time. Right there. Okay, you can draw your line wherever you want. And then as soon as it hits the graph 2 times, that is not a function. You cannot repeat your x's. That's your x's being repeated. This one, how many times does it crash into your graph? 1 time. It's a function. This is a function. Vertical line test. So all you do is draw a vertical line. How many times did it crash into your graph? Here's your graph. How many times did your vertical line touch? 1, 2. Not a function. It can only touch 1 time because this is like repeating your x. Okay? All right.